Hey guys, Deathslitter Magic here, and it's time to talk about Iconic Masters. While there is a lot of, accurate information, and by information I mean tons and tons of negativity and complaining, it's very, very merited and it's 100% accurate. People are leaving out some other information about it. So, I'm the first one to jump aboard the negativity train because I was looking forward to Iconic Masters actually making me money. As it sits, I tracked it very closely on a spreadsheet, literally every fee, every shipping cost down to the penny, and local sales, everything. I have lost $43. So I feel a little bit better than the 60% plus losses for Mixalan. Yeah, well over $1,000. This is what, like 2% or something of my order? I don't know. I am sitting on absolutely zero cards of value. I literally sold all the foils. Like, all of them. Every last foil. Like 3 pounds of foils I sold, okay? I buy listed them to 2 different vendors. There is nothing left. Every sellable card is gone. Trust me. So that's not bad, actually. I told you guys the day -4 launch EV based on pre-orders was like $298. Like, it wasn't even that bad. It's that bad now, but, day 1 it wasn't that bad. Day 3, people were undercutting each other pretty hard, but day 1 and before wasn't too bad. So, I guess part 1 is, I guess it's not as bad as it could have been, but holy crap, is it not as good as it could have been? I think the day they released it, the narrative was, okay, I haven't added it up yet because obviously we don't really know the prices. Because, you can't price it the same as the version of the card that was only printed once and came out 10 years ago. You know that it's not going to be that price. But it still looked between, like, $400 and $500 on day 1. So people are like, yeah, they put some value in it. And just looking at the cards, yeah, they put some value in it. But a whole combination of factors, see my other video about it. Mostly the fact that they announced a 100% reprint set with 67 days or something like that in between for people to sell off their old versions of them and crash the price. Whoopsies. But that and a ton of other factors like people saving up for Christmas shopping and, too many sets and products coming out lately and just whatever. Everything came together in perfect storm and just killed the value. Everything just went down the toilet. So does that mean it's a bad set? No, a bad set would be a bad set. Bad choices. EMA was questionable choices. They really were a little bit reserved on Eternal Masters when it came to value. There was cards in there worth, a lot, so the EV was high, but there was also a lot of just dump cards that were just under 10. That's why when the second wave hit, it just died. It was just gone. Fun fact, Eternal Masters still costs more per box than Iconic does on eBay right now. So, a set like Iconic Masters, it's iconic cards. It's the most loved cards, the most famous cards, the most played cards, noteworthy cards, story-heavy cards, lore-important cards. So, obviously, it's a good set, and just looking at the cards in it, it looks like the most fun draft I've ever seen in my life. It hands down beats Conspiracy 2. Some of my absolute all-time favorite spells, even from very recently, are in there, and I am just thrilled to death about it. It just looks so fun. They managed to put in little, like, micro bits of every single type of, what would you call it? Keyword synergy, I guess. Like life gain, that's a thing. If you want to make it a thing, the cards are there to make it a thing. It's not like life gain is the entire theme. They just put it in, and they put it in enough density to actually use it if you're clever. So keep in mind, when everybody's saying it's awful, it's awful, it's awful, it's awful, it's awful, they might just be mad that they lost money or that they can't make money on it. Even if they, were going to pick up a case and open it and then try to sell off the cards or whatever, and then they didn't, well, great, you didn't lose money. It's just you lost the opportunity to make money. And nobody's happy about that, because when you think you were going to make money and then it all goes to crap, which is like everything I've done in the last 10 years, it tends to get on your nerves a little bit. You might get a little bit overly negative about whatever it is. I certainly have been lately, but like I said, it's all pretty well deserved. It's just, there's another side to it, thus this video. So point number 1, by Chevelle, great song, is that, remember, it's amazing for draft and it was built for draft. So what they designed it for, it's good at. Now, they also designed it to have a moderately okay value so people actually buy it, and they failed at that. But primarily it was for draft. That's like looking at Unstable and being like, oh, they put so little value in there, what a bad product. It's for draft. It's literally only for draft. Next up, as far as putting value in it, they did. If it was bad card selections, you would have heard about it 2 months ago. It's just they gave people too much time and released it at the worst possible time of year, and just all these factors that led to the value going down the toilet. But initially, they did very aggressively put in expensive popular cards, or I should say valuable cards. Now, point number 3, and I cannot stress this enough because this is so huge. I have reiterated this over and over and over. There is no such thing in Standard, at least, as a bad set. Like, for the players. Well, except for an overpowered set that ruins everything and breaks everything. So basically, well, the entire Tarkir block, the whole thing in its entirety. And of course, Aether Revolt. I mean, if you think it hasn't ruined Standard, look at the tournament results. Look at the card prices. Look at the sales numbers. Look at the box EVs. It ruined Standard. That is empirically provable. So other than ruining Standard in one way or another, there's no such thing as bad set. Because if it's got tons of value, it's popular and everybody wants it, great. Then you can open a box and probably make money. You can keep the couple cards you want, sell off the rest, buy list some, trade them, and you're going to leverage your value. You're going to take your $100 bill and turn it into $150 just by opening a box. Like, that's not even how, like, purchases or buying things or participating in games or entertainment is supposed to work, except for casinos. Like, Magic is amazing because you could spend a ton of money and have a chance to get, most of it back. It's a pretty good chance, actually. But if a set is still good and fun and fair and people want it, but for one reason or another, like, oh, it can't compete with the top deck, so oh no, and it's like a $50 box EV, wonderful. Now the decks cost nothing to build. You just don't buy the seal, buy the singles. It's not like Wizards just picks people and says, okay, you can only buy singles and you can only buy sealed products. And then they give you like a little tattoo on your hand and you walk into the store and they're like, oh, sir, nope, if you want to build that, you got to open 4 copies of it yourself because your tattoo says sealed only. Buy whatever the heck you want. In fact, let me improve on that. Buy whatever's cheaper. I mean, if the set is worth nothing, but you still want cards from it, just buy the cards. If the set's worth a ton of money and you don't want to spend the money on singles, open a box or 2 and trade. Or buy list, or in-store credit buy list. I really need to stop talking with my hands because 1, I'm not on the webcam, and 2, I keep bonking the frickin' wind filter. Oh, this Iconic Masters set is getting me shook. I'm still pretty shook over somebody putting out decoy pickles at Thanksgiving. They were sweet pickles. The only purpose for sweet pickles is to bring them to Thanksgiving as a trap and passive-aggressively get back at your family whom apparently you hate. Those things are disgusting, and people who enjoy them need to have their head examined. I would literally sit here and eat a pound of dill pickles on camera just because. In fact, 50,000 views on this video before December. I'll do it. I mean, I might mix it up between the big ones, the little ones, the sliced ones, and the little other sliced ones, but I will do it. What the hell is this video about? Oh yeah, Iconic Masters. So if you wanted to play Modern, you can buy the singles now for cheaper. And the whole point of a reprint set that focuses, let's be honest, primarily on Modern, even though it's iconic and some of them are Eternal format, who cares? Well, honestly, it made Commander, Vintage, and Legacy cheaper, which I wouldn't recommend anybody play Vintage or Legacy, but Commander, that's pretty popular, and it just made it cheaper. There's all these little Commander staples where your deck would be better with, Swords to Plowshares, but it's, this many dollars, and you already spent this much, and you got a budget, and you can't just print infinite money. I mean, Wizards thinks it can, but you can't. I mean, if you have the capability to do that, like, DM me. Like, if you have some kind of modern day Rumpelstiltskin leprechaun thing, I know he wasn't a leprechaun, it's just they have gold. It's whatever. But if you have one, I got some bills, I need to borrow him. But anyway, that card just got cheaper, so ta-da, your whole deck just got cheaper. Now, if you're already holding the deck, they just devalued your deck, but fair warning, in the last 2 years, they're going to reprint everything to death, so don't hold on to something you're actively using to play and also expect to make money or maintain money on it. No, you spent that money. It's not, oh, I spent the money on a deck and I'm going to play with it for 3 years, and also an investment, okay? You can't have your cake and eat it too all the time. That's a little too much to expect. Nowadays, they're just like, reprint everything, make the game cheaper, up the number of active players by making the decks in the game cheaper, and that will result in more customers, more sales, and in the meantime, they'll get more money, more sales by printing more reprint sets. It's perfectly acceptable and makes perfect sense. So all these butthurt people holding, $5 worth of cards in their binder should have sold them. And right now, let me warn you again, you should probably sell them because there's probably going to be very aggressive master sets next year. So every time that there's a reprint set or a standard set that is just miserable on price, you got to get over the whole, oh, I wanted to buy a box and open it. I wanted to draft it. I wanted his prize packs for F&M. Well, some of those are, a little bit more reasonable than others. Usually at F&M, at least at the places I've played, you have your choice of packs. So yeah, pick Kaladesh. I mean, pick our whatever. But also, okay, buy the singles then. You win either way. Why aren't people getting this? Oh, it's so bad on price, it's so bad on price. Great, then pick up a set of Swords to Plowshares, full playset for like $5. You'll feel a lot better then. So like I said, I get the complaining. I'm participating in the complaining. I wanted money and I wanted a set that they didn't just absolutely bulldoze the price on and just mess up at every single opportune time. But remember, I didn't order anymore. In fact, I cut my order significantly. And by that, I mean, since everybody's out there shouting, but you're not allowed to do that. It's called a pre-order. Let me be very specific. They cut my order accidentally, and I didn't correct them. So if you want to get technical, that's how it happened. But, I mean, let's just get back to it happened. Now, Rudy's dumbass, nothing happened over there. He's sitting on, like, chairs and furniture and stuff made out of those boxes. That's hilarious to me. If you didn't see the price drop coming with literally 2 months' notice, what the hell? Like, there's bad investors, and then there's like, why are you even in investing in the first place? That's like, oh, I don't play the game, but I've got my fingers on the pulse of the community. Oh crap, Plane Chase Anthology isn't selling? It's almost like I should have asked other players if they intended to buy it, if there was any demand for it whatsoever at a $150 MSRP for a format that's been dead for like 7 years. Oh my God, they announced the product and I was like, oh, nobody's gonna buy this. So yes, the bad investment people are complaining about it twice as much as me, but I got out of that so quick. I barely ordered over $1,000 of it. So to lose $43 on it, which is approximately what I've lost, like whatever, okay, hopefully the next set doesn't suck. My Rivals order is really low though. I don't trust them at all. Like, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be valuable because there's some almost power in Ixalan, and this is the rest of Ixalan and the mechanic, the holes in the mechanics that we needed filled. But guess what? The day after release, I can request 10 times more and my distributor will have it. So all my pre-orders are going to be low from now on. I figured out that's how you play that game. I mean, my distributor will catch on eventually, but I really don't care. They could call me up tomorrow and be like, Des, you can't sell products anymore. I'll be like, thank God, piss off. Then I'll just like turnkey sell my shop, buy a monkey, and start a 4th channel. So anybody saying, why, it's such a bad set, I lost so much money. You should have maybe not bought so much of it or any of it at all sealed. I mean, you expected a guaranteed automatic profit? Have you been paying attention to Wizards products in the last 2 years? Actually, Magic the Gathering products, like D&D's doing great. Oh, I'm sorry you're so butthurt over feeling so entitled to automatic money for doing next to no work, but, you know, welcome to the real world where every other thing they release is a bomb. So, it happens. People didn't think it would happen to a master set because MM3 was good the whole way through, but it does happen. Please come rejoin us in the real world. But if you're just like, oh wow, what a bad low value set. Well, wonderful for you. All the cards cost less. Go build another modern deck. So that's really, like I said, the #1 point I want to make. That's why people shouldn't automatically be taking a dump on this. Because remember, reprint sets serve 2 purposes. 1, make Wizards a boatload of money. And 2, devalue might be a little bit of a bad connotation, but cheapen? Make cheaper, make more affordable the formats that they cover. Basically keep the price of singles that you actually need to play other formats under control. That's what they're trying to do. And they did it. And they did it really, really, really well, considering the EV is like, what, 150 now or something? It's terrible. Wonderful, take advantage of it, build something. So that's all I gotta say about IMA. It's not the worst set ever. It's actually really amazing for drafting. It made everything cheaper. There are silver linings here and they're significant. So while all the hate and the negativity is very deserved and very merited because Wizards did screw up very much, I mean, it's not all bad. So just keep that in mind. I'll see you guys next video.